Welcome to SimpliFlying Live. I'm live here with Katri from Finnair. She's the Chief Digital Officer at Finnair. Welcome, Katri.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be talking to a non-aviation person in an airline. Pretty much where my life started in technology, and it's so good to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, Katri, you are an outsider to aviation. Right? Tell us a bit about yourself, what you did before you joined Finnair, and then we get into the Finnair part.
Okay, so my working life started in strategy. I started as a strategy consultant, so
Okay.
I have kind of classical strategy background. But when I had worked in that industry for 5 years, there was something really exciting happening outside, and that was the internet.
Yes.
So I just I couldn't resist. I jumped over to a company that was working with the early stage internet services and started to build internet digital services for
And this was
many
in
industries.
Finland?
This was in Finland.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's what I've done kind of in the past. So I've been digitalizing companies for the
Okay.
past almost 20 years. So it's quite a long time, and that's what I've been doing. It's been a lot of fun in different industries. A lot of work in the media, in finance, in
Right.
telecoms, kind
Wow.
of the usual suspects.
And
of,
now you're in
digital.
aviation.
And now I'm in aviation.
Now you're stuck
Yes.
with things that fly, right?
Yes.
Now, you've been around for just about a year at Finnair, right? What was the biggest shock for you when you came into aviation? That you worked with all these industries, but aviation, you felt this is different. What was the shock?
Well, maybe it is something really positive that I want to point out here, and a lot of people think about when you go to work in a big corporation that things would be slow and wouldn't be happening that fast. I think it was a very positive shock to find out that it's not at all that.
Oh yes.
At Finnair, at least.
Yeah, Finnair moves quickly,
So
and
things are moving very quickly, and I really appreciate it. So there's a great kind of operative culture. We get things done once we have decided what we want to do, and people are really kind of engaged to the company. So maybe that's something that a lot of people maybe wouldn't expect looking at it from the outside as a big company. So it's a truly positive shock for me.
Right. In fact, most airlines we have at least worked with, and we've worked with about 80 airlines and airports globally, they are slow. And they take long to implement, and they take long to change their mindset, even more. When you came in as an outsider, I remember when I was at Finnair interviewing for SOAR, trust was a big thing. The senior management trusted their staff, who then trusted their staff, who then trusted the crew to do their own thing. But you're an outsider. How did you build this trust with the senior people?
Well, I have to say that even if I come from the digital world, I have one main management method, and that's people talking to people. And I really truly believe in that. So when we work with digital, which is new still for many people, I think it's really important for us, and what we have done from the very beginning is that we have always said that this is something for the whole company. I was asked in the beginning very much that, Katri, how many people have you in the digital team, you know? And I've always said that we are 5,000 people in the team. And kind of starting with that angle and really being there with our people and giving everybody a lot of possibilities to be engaged and to be exposed also to this kind of world that I come from. I think people have been really enthusiastic and open and curious, and I think that's the attitude that we can really we should have. So I'm really happy about that. We also did an internal survey, kind of a maturity survey, where we asked our people, the leadership teams, about different things in digital and in our transformation. And one of the questions that we asked was how people individually feel about kind of the digitalization and the change, how committed they are to be part of it. And I have to say that we were really happy to get the results, because it was like from 1 to 5 on that scale. The average was 4.7.
Wow, so they're ready.
So people are ready.
Now let's be real though. I've been at this conference 5 times for 5 years. In aviation, the idea of digital is very different from what it is in the actual digital world, right? And the kind of stuff that you're doing is actually very, very different. How do you set this up? They might say, I'm ready for 4.7 for digital as I know it, but what you have in mind is something completely different. Was that a shock for them?
Well, we have to ask them if it was a shock or not. But I think that Everybody is on a learning path, and I believe a lot in people and their capacity. And once we get to work around the things together, we can achieve great lengths. And I don't think that digital has come as a shock, but it does. It requires a lot of talk, a lot of discussion, and how do you really interpret it? So it's not like it would be a walk in the park that everybody gets it right like that. We also need to find kind of the different levels of what we want to do and how we want to use different things. So right now, after the first year, we have only kind of started with the fundamentals, come a long way already with how we approach our services.
Right.
But there are new things to come in the future, and we're working with those themes as we're speaking.
Right.
So it's a continuously
Right.
developing
You work
world,
on it slowly.
and you kind of all the time you have to build on what you have done already.
Right.
So it takes a lot of dialogue,
Yeah.
a lot of discussion.
Right. Let's address the elephant in the room, which everyone wants to know. How did you get the budget to hire? What is it? 70 people?
Oh, yes.
In your team? Is it 70?
Yes, 70 people. Okay, but okay, that's interesting that you see it like that. It's still not a huge team. To
Most
do,
airlines
to
we work with can't even
digital.
get past 2 people and 1 intern.
Okay. Okay, so
Even the big guys.
Yes, the way we see the part that I'm working with digital, we work with the transformation of the company, and we see digital kind of as that's the main driver for being competitive in the future, kind of transforming the company, renewing the company, and from that perspective, I think that if you look at the team size. That's why I always say it's 5,000 people, because
Right.
I mean we can only see too that we can be of help, of support, and give guidance to the transformation that we want to do, and that's what we're trying to do in this team. So basically, our approach was to work first with the vision, the future vision, and the strategy for digital. And then once we have done that together with the whole management team, of course we understand what we need to have in place in order to get there. So I think it's always to do the fundamentals in a good way,
Right.
and also in a very kind of inclusive way. It needs to be teamwork.
Right.
So it's not about me, but it's about the team, and
Right.
it's really kind of.
Once again, what did you say to Pekka or Juha to get the budget? They probably hired you, and then you go in and say, I want 70 more people.
Well,
Don't say they
did-
trusted you with it.
Yes, yeah. So we did work with the vision and the strategy first, and actually.
And they were involved, the senior management was involved.
Yes,
in that,
we did
right?
that all together. So the whole management team was doing that together.
Right.
So as the end outcome of that strategy and the vision that we crystallized, I didn't ask for a budget.
So it just came.
That
was the conclusion.
We concluded that we need to do this in order to do that, and of course it always also helps that part of the big number of people is something that we are insourcing. So we have had quite high paid vendors.
Right. And let's talk a little about that, because I know when I was in Helsinki, you had worked with big vendors, 2 or
Yes.
3 big vendors.
Yes.
Then you went to a model of lots of small vendors,
Yes.
specialists, and now you're insourcing.
Yes.
It's completely different to what the rest of the industry does.
Yes, so for us this is quite evident that we need to do it this way. We have been able to develop really good services based on the model that we had in the past, based on the vendors and having a really good cooperation with our vendors. But as we build the future and it gets increasingly digital, the services that we have, they need to develop fast, and we need to really have that core competence in-house. So we want to be even more agile and fast in the future, and really be able to strategically take the directions for the team. I think it really requires internal workforce and good people
Right.
working with the services.
What's the biggest benefit of having an in-source team rather than working with vendors?
The team is close.
Okay.
The team is close. It's not just physically close. It's mentally also. It's even closer
They're aligned.
Closer and aligned. That's a good word to describe it.
Right.
And that's also, of course, talking about the team approach. So we really want this team not to just work as a team,
Right.
but also to be very close to our businesses and to be very close to the other parts that are required.
So do you work with
traditional
different
IT.
departments, or how does that?
Yes, we work all together. We of course have a lot of interface to all the parts of the business, and from that perspective, it's really important that this team works very closely together with the commercial team, like with Juha's team.
Right.
And it's a little bit easier when you're all kind of part of the same company.
Right,
So
right.
that's the reasoning, really.
Right, okay. What about cost? Because we go to vendors, airlines go to vendors so that they can reduce costs and tap on their expertise. Insourcing just sounds very costly to have full-time payroll.
Well, it's the opposite, actually.
Really?
Yes. So for us, this is also to reduce the cost.
Interesting. So you're spending less on full-time staff than you spend on the
Yes.
vendor. Wow, this is a completely different approach to what most airlines take. And this team, digital team, is separate from the IT team who manages the reservations and the call center,
Well, it's
or-
not totally separate. We have three different parts or three different competencies, if you like, in the in the team that we're running at the moment. So we have the IT team, and
Right.
we have this digital solutions team, and then we have the transformation team. So we are all working together.
Got it.
So I hate the word separate.
You're right.
So
They're working together
Yes.
to further the goals. Interesting. Now, a lot of airlines have recently, are thinking of technology and how do we get in the game. And some have started incubators like JetBlue
Yep.
and British Airways.
Yes.
Some have started academies like Emirates with Oxford. You're taking a completely different approach. Did you not think about starting one of those incubators or accelerators?
Oh yes, we have thought about that, and
Yeah?
we have worked quite some on the innovative part as well. We started. We were looking around and talking to quite some partners also on the accelerator issue. What we wanted to do at the end of the day was to really partner with something that is part of our ecosystem already in Finland.
Right.
So we have Slush.
Yeah, and
which
you
is-
sponsored the conference and
Yes.
you're part of it. I remember
Yes.
that banner.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
So coming from Helsinki and from the Nordics, we really found what we were looking for quite close, and we have built a good partnership with Slush, and it's not just participating in the main event or being part of the event. We're also doing cooperation outside of the events.
Did you open up your API to the people who came to Slush, or how
no,
was the collaboration?
We haven't done that yet. So what we did, for example, is that, like mentioned, it's important to give our people the possibility to be exposed to new innovation and startups and this tech world.
Right.
So what we did is that we took 100 of our people to the event.
To Slush.
To
So
Slush.
to open up their minds
To open up their
and
minds
expose them
and
to what
expose
startup
them.
is.
Yes.
That's fantastic, right? And then they bring in all these ideas.
Yes.
And they're full time, so they innovate Finnair.
Yeah, so that was a lot of. I mean, it was an amazing experience also
Right.
for me and the team. We had a couple of sessions before. We had Peter Westerbacker, who is you would know,
I
of
would
course.
know.
So.
But for the audience, who's
yeah,
Peter?
So he's one of the founders of Romeo.
Yes.
So he's the
Angry
mighty
Birds guy.
eagle.
The
yeah,
Angry Birds
he's
guy.
the mighty eagle. Yeah. So Peter has been there and kind of coached us in a couple of sessions and before we had the Slush event, and then we had a really good program and people were there and took their time to get exposed and talk to people as well.
Right.
So afterwards, when we were wrapping up, it was a really energetic session, I have to say. So one of the outcomes is also that people from our teams, different parts of the company,
Right.
they got together and they met each other and they exchanged ideas.
Right.
And
This is
kind of-
cross-pollination, right?
It was really cross-pollination and it was really great to hear what they thought and what they had found.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that we did last year. And then
Right.
of course there was the flights.
Yes.
Kind of
That
combining
was from
us.
San Francisco.
That was
over,
from
right?
San Francisco, yes, all the way to Helsinki,
Right.
and of course, must have been a great experience. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I
I saw
wasn't
the
on the
vi-
plane.
I saw the
but,
videos.
yeah, yes, so that was important, and of course we were then doing a lot of stuff. I mean, showing what we're doing at the moment at the event,
Right.
and we've been participating. I'm part of slash Tokyo, slash Singapore, and also in Shanghai.
Okay.
So and also we combined.
These are your
it-
big markets anyway in Asia,
Yes.
right?
So there's a great fit with that
Right,
part.
right.
So we're happy with that, and thinking about what we can do in continuation.
Right. Well, you've been now in the role for almost a year.
Yes.
If you look back, what's been your proudest achievement in the last 1 year?
Proudest achievement. Well, it's not my achievements. It's really the
Teams.
team.
You're being humble, but
Yes,
you're-
but we're really working as a team. So I think that's maybe the main thing. I think we did a nice work together with the management team and the digital team
For the vision?
on the strategy and vision part.
Right.
And I think that was really important for our people to see.
see the vision, get the buy-in.
Yes, and of course that's a good foundation.
Right.
I'm really proud about a lot of projects that are ongoing and that we have already launched. Some of them have been started long before my time, and I've been really happy to
Right.
see how excited people are about those.
Right.
So. Already when I came, we have a great foundation to build on, and things are coming kind of out of the pipeline all the time. So,
Right.
so
Yeah.
it's difficult to say what is best, and,
Yeah.
and I'm just really happy about the development and
Right.
and the mental kind of energy that is there, and yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Now, I've used your app when I was flying Finnair, and I love the day of travel focus. But the complaint that I hear or you hear is your app doesn't have all the features that other airline apps have.
Yes.
What do you say to that?
Well, this is something that of course we hear sometimes, and from my perspective, I have also been working quite a long time in the service design industry, and I don't think that it's the features that make the value for the customers. I think it's really important to know what the value proposition for your service is, and ours has been really focusing on being the travel companion. And from that perspective, it has
Right.
been designed, and of course we don't have all the features. We will be adding a lot of features in the future,
Yeah.
but kind of just purely thinking about the features as
Right.
as value,
It's not the approach.
what we want to do. So
Right,
everything
right.
needs to create a value to the customer, and it needs to make sense. It needs to be designed for the context and for the customer that uses it.
Yeah, you mentioned the word design about 6 times right
Yes,
now.
yes, sorry.
And when I was there, I mean, the crux of Finnair's success is design. How the design partnership with Marimekko connects with the Japanese and the Koreans,
Yes.
and how design is used as the common language to talk across countries and geographies.
Yes.
How are you utilizing design
Yeah.
in your processes?
So, for example, if when our agile team works with the services, the kind of the foundation work has been to do the service design for the services. So what we're doing at the moment is going through kind of the platform of digital services and looking at the value props and how they work for our customers at the moment.
Right.
And so that's a really important work to kind of reshape and rethink for the next time period.
Right.
So this is something that we have developed so far,
Right.
and let's see what we will work on next. But
Right.
it is really kind of service design approach and
Right.
very user focused.
When you say service design, do you start with the touch point map of what's happening at the airport, or do you start really from the technology side?
You start from the user needs.
Okay.
So we really try to understand what our customers' needs are along the customer journey, and then seeing from there, mapping out what we need to be able to serve them, and then of course you need to also think about the different services, so domains or services, however you want to call them. They need to have kind of a role in the whole, so to say.
Right.
So you need to design the whole, and you need to design the roles for the different touch points, and that's really important.
And you are focusing on the day of travel as a companion
Yes, at the moment we are focusing a lot on that.
I guess that's the highest value, right?
Well, at the moment it is, but we also know that we have we have one of the biggest e-commerce functions in Finland, and,
Yeah.
and we have a good number of visitors to our platform. And,
So how do you build on that and monetize
we're
that?
building on that and thinking about what we can add, something that adds value to the customers.
Right.
So
Right.
thinking a little bit out of the box as well.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Now, what's your vision for the future of your team specifically and Finnair?
As we have stated, the vision for the digital part, it really is to become an intelligent travel ecosystem. And these words mean quite a lot.
Right.
So right now we have discussed a lot about the services, but we are also working, of course, on our internal services. So the ones that are really there to help our employees
Right.
to produce the value for the customer.
Right.
And that's
So
really,
it's the customer facing and the internal.
Yes,
facing
and that's
part.
really important.
Right.
So for us as a company, we really want to. I mean, if you look at the different words in the vision, there's the intelligent. So we really want to work on that side as well, and make sure that the ways of working and the processes really utilize the intelligence that is out there.
Right.
And that, of course, is also a journey that we need to take.
Right.
So putting a lot more intelligence to the processes.
Right,
So
right.
that is data, and that is artificial intelligence, all kind of new opportunities that are out there.
Right.
So we need to think about that part as well. So travel ecosystem, it is a lot about the services and
Right.
the customers, but
the
the
internal
word
services.
intelligent, that's so important. And the way we see it is, it's really like, in order to have great customer experience, you need to have a great employee experience. So we're working hard on that part as well.
Wow, it's very interesting. Now, you've of course achieved a lot in your career, and I'm sure lots of people, especially women, look up to you, and in their career. What would your advice be to young people coming out of university or starting in aviation on their carear?
Well, I have only one advice, and that's do what you love.
Do what you love.
Yes.
And do you love aviation or digital?
I think I love both.
Yeah, so aviation grew quickly on you, yeah?
It's been a lot of fun, and I've learned a lot, and I hope it will be. I mean, we have just scratched on the surface
Right.
so far.
Just starting out.
Yes.
Well, at this point, I'd like to acknowledge you for bringing a breath of fresh air into the world of aviation. I'm sure nobody previously had heard of the word Scrum and the kind of agile design meetings that you do in the aviation world. Yes, in technology world it is
Yes.
common, Google does it. But thanks for bringing this terminology and a new way of thinking to Finnair and to the airline world. And I think you're truly on a journey to disrupt travel the way it's looked at right now with your 70 people and strong vision. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you. It was really
Thank you.
pleasant.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for the talk.